Mind Eraser here to overlook the action and to see just who is going to be taking him on.
Your RWA champion, the Mind Eraser, Mike Grassa! The champion has informed me he's going to be at the commentary table, keeping his eye on whoever he will be facing in June at RWA Spectacle. Once again, it is now time for the Lucky 7 Gauntlet match to determine the #1 contender to the RWA Championship.
Bobby Rossi, I don't know if I should be excited or intimidated. Mike Rossi sitting next to me. Do you want to sit here?
No,
okay.
I don't. Because that guy is I tell you, he is unpredictable. If there's one thing I can say about Mike Rossi,
#1 in this gauntlet match. He is the self-proclaimed Prince of the RWA, Kash Money.
Bobby Rossi, look, I love Alfredo and all that. However, Kash Money lost against a fighting champion like Mike Rossi. Mike Rossi suffered an injury in the last match and still fought back. And explain to me how Kash Money's in this.
I mean, I guess because he had a good showing in that matchup, or maybe, who knows, he could have paid a few people off. I don't think Alfredo gets down like that. I think what he's done is he's watched Cash's matches over the past year, and you can definitely see an improvement.
Oh my, oh boy, Kash Money's got the mic, Bobby Rossi.
Yo, when I'm in the ring before you busters, you ought to get up off of your seats and bow down to the Prince of the RWA.
I got bad knees, so I'm not going to do that.
Now I gotta get something off my chest. When I walked in here tonight, I should have been handed my RWA championship. I pinned that man 1, 2, 3, and I put him on the shelf. It's not my fault your ankle couldn't hold the weight of this company, buddy. Now sit there and shut up.
You want to talk about poking the
Now
bear.
Send out whoever's first, because I'm running through this thing, and I'm taking back what's mine.
And now to find out who entrant #2 is.
Oh boy, Bobby Rossi, how about calling for a Cutter Kowalski?
How about it indeed? You know, that's the thing about Cash. He likes to write checks with his mouth, and he can't quite cash on his merits. And I don't think he's just going to walk through Ricky Medeiros.
The Cutter Kowalski, Ricky Medeiros.
What a 2025 it has been for the Cutter Kowalski, starting the year off hot with a big win over Cipriano Abruzzi. And last month, originally scheduled to face Shay Cash, unfortunately he suffered a sickness. He ended up defeating Insane Dick Lane. Now Kash Money Medeiros, not sure if it's a first one-on-one, but this is going to be a good one. But Bobby Rossi, cool match, right? But after this, you have another match, and another match, and another match. You got to have eyes in the back of your head, but you also got to keep that stamina.
It was one of the biggest challenges in winning a gauntlet. There are many people that could say that they've competed in them, but there are very few to say that they've not only won them, but won them after being in the first of 2 positions in the matchup. It's quite the challenge indeed, but if there's one man who's up for all of those challenges, it would be Ricky Medeiros.
Last November, unfortunately, Mike Montero announced he will be taking time away from wrestling. And since then, we've seen the Dirt City implode in different ways. We haven't seen Jason Devine in some time. We haven't seen Jamie Tucker in some time. But we've seen Ricky Medeiros, and he has been taken over. And he's looking to become 3-0 here in the RWA.
The one thing about Ricky Medeiros is I could say he's never content. And one might even argue that that is a quality required amongst champions, to never be content. That's one of the things that's kept him grinding at the gym. That's one of the things that's kept him moving along in his career. Kash Money wasting a lot of time here, looking to get inside the mind of his opponent. But Ricky's seen this one too many times.
Calling for the bell. Big boot right off the rip from Ricky Medeiros. Kash Money looks like he just saw a ghost. And how about this? Big strike in the corner. Followed by a big snapmare. Knowing Medeiros, it's followed by the drop kick to the back. And the cutter. Kowalski starting this one off strong.
It certainly is. And that's the thing. The cutter Kowalski, that gas tank of his is known to run for months at a time. Lands it, sticks the landing, and makes it look easy. Ricky Medeiros taking it to Kash Money. And to your point, talking about having to conserve your stamina, it looks as if he's doing a great job of that.
Absolutely imploding, throwing Kash Money right in the ring, right off the rip. Medeiros stepping in, but baiting right as Kash Money with the big super kick. Absolutely drilling into the back right now, Medeiros.
Kash Money looking to get underneath the skin of his opponent, possibly goad him into making some poor choices within the matchup. You got to understand, he is the son of Davey Cash, one of the dirtiest players in the game, if I can borrow one from Ric Flair. Medeiros now lighting him up now with a series of right-handed shots. Big spinning wheel kick, shades of his father. Kash Money looking strong, but still doesn't steal the deal.
Ricky Medeiros still with fight left in him. Kash Money expressing his frustration, but he can't let him get to the head. He's got to face Medeiros, a former Triple Crown winner, a former Renegade Rumble winner, folding him inside out, trying to go for that big suplex. Kash Money hits the ropes, sending Medeiros flying, picking him up.
Ducks and dodges the enziguri attempt as Medeiros lands it.
Wait a minute.
Medeiros looking strong early on in this
And now,
gauntlet.
entrant number 3.
No! Are you serious with this one?
I'm very serious, my friend. You think the hoods are gonna play by rules that they don't write themselves?
Entrant number 3, Davey Cash.
And you know, it would not be beneath Davey Cash to punch a child. It really would. We need more security on tap. Honestly.
Now, Bobby Rossi, let me ask you, Davey Cash marching to the beat of his own drum, making his grand old entrance. In a match like this, Medeiros just had a match. Is he smart right now by doing this?
I mean, to go in there as soon as possible really would to be putting Medeiros up against the ropes figuratively and literally. But Davey Cash, again, he wants to get into the mind of his opponent. He's always been like that. Medeiros is all jacked up, ready to go. He's on adrenaline. But we know that adrenaline dump is a real thing. This could be all a part of Davey Cash's plan.
What, Bobby?
I don't argue with him. Don't argue with him. Davey Cash is taking off the jewels as he's getting a whole lot of earful from the faithful here at Johnston Rec.
Bobby Rossi, I hate to admit it, but I don't like this Cash family.
Well, you know, they've not known to make friends. They've been known to make enemies. They've been known to make money.
Davey Cash slowly but surely getting into the ring. Was it a strategy? We don't know. Folding him inside out. Big kick from Cash, followed by multiple more hitting the ropes. He's not done yet. This could do it. Cash going for the pin. Only a 2.
Davey Cash, no stranger to Ricky Medeiros. They've squabbled a few times in the past, and it looks as if there is no love lost between the two. Yeah, camera doesn't get it here, but I'm just gonna let you folks know what's going on. Mike Grassa continues to confer with Katie Prescott as he's continually surveying the competition here. From what I can see, it appears as if he's taking very astute mental notes.
Now, Davey Cash, Ricky Medeiros both have impressive resumes. Bobby Rossi, if you were in the hands of Mike Grassa, who do you think you would want to face?
I wouldn't want to face any of these guys. You know, I got a snowball's chance in hell up against any roster member. Cash just asphyxiating, Davey Cash asphyxiating his opponent in typical fashion. He's always the type to get the pace of the match up to one that he wants to dictate. Very calculative, Davey Cash. Ricky Medeiros finds an opportunity, he lands a couple shots in, throws Davey Cash maybe off his game. No! Beautiful counter, belly to back suplex. Cover here applied. Still just a 2 count. Medeiros still in the runnings here.
It was that sudden reflex from Ricky Medeiros at 2.5 to kick out. Swing and a miss from Cash. Big cutter to Davey Cash in the cutter. Kowalski, he's not done yet, hitting the ropes. Medeiros with 1 to follow. 1 more cutter goes down Cash, but wait a minute, Bobby Rossi. 3rd time's the charm.
It
Are we
certainly
looking
is.
for that trifecta? Lethal injection.
He gets it. The hat trick of cutters. And it's still not enough to keep Davey Cash down for 3. I think that's because Davey Cash's head is as thick as a brick. He just doesn't register pain. Much like our current RWA champion, Mike Grassa. Oh! Ricky Medeiros falling inside out. Supleed into the buckles with aggression. And scores himself a 2 count, does Davey Cash. Now Medeiros is starting to look worn out a bit. He's been in competition now for about, say, a good 12 minutes.
Drilling Davey Cash down. Ricky Medeiros going for the pin. He got it.
And makes a liar out of me in the process. Never count this kid out.
Ricky Medeiros advances, and now entrant number 4.
Are you shocked with this one? Cash Money, unsuccessful. Davey Cash, unsuccessful. You know who we got to send out? Let's hand out the heavy hitter.
Number 4, the heavy hitter, Shay Cash.
And don't get him confused with Rob Levine. This guy is not going to take his cases to court. He's going to take it to you when he sees you. It is always on site with Shay Cash. Ricky Medeiros doesn't want to let him in the ring. And he throws more caution to the wind, forces Cash back through the entranceway.
Forcing him back to the entranceway, but not to his feet completely. Shay Cash still remains up top, coming inside out. Big cutter to Shay Cash right there.
I think he might have broken his neck with that one. Shay Cash not so quick to get to his feet. He is staggered. He's on Dream Street.
Swing and a miss. Medeiros hits the ropes. The cutter. Kowalski go for the roll-up. Come on now.
And I'm not so sure Manny Souza saw it, but there was a very
Shay Cash
low strike to the
and
nether
now,
regions.
entrant number 5.
5 of 7. Oh, it's been a while since we heard this name. How about Jamie Tucker?
Entrant number 5, Big Game James, Jamie Tucker.
And there is a big game to be played right now. The Cash family is throwing out all the stops. Tucker now here to answer the call. Lights up Shay Cash with some right hands, but it's not quite enough. Oh!
Jamie Tucker not done yet. Shay Cash sending him over the top. But wait a minute, Jamie Tucker, this is his expertise.
Takes to the air. Oh, just a second too late. Ducks underneath Shady Cash. Shady Cash's offense and oh! Shay Cash spikes Tucker to the canvas. A nasty boot right to the face, and now he's choking him out at the clavicles. That's the thing about Shay Cash. It is not going to be a beautiful exchange of technical holds. When he's in the ring, it is nothing more than a mauling. Big back elbow, very well placed, sends Tucker back down.
We seen earlier Ricky Medeiros hit some big back elbows, but Bobby Rossi, those don't even compare to a big back elbow from Shay Cash.
No.
The difference is Ricky Medeiros tries all of his strength. Shay Cash, you just got to turn around.
Very solid point. But with some educated feet, Big Game James is looking to chop down the giant Sequoia. He launches himself off the ropes and he meets Shay Cash in the middle anyway. Big ripcord attempt. And he's not noticed as the brightest guy in the bunch.
But wait a minute, sliced bread to Shay Cash, going for the cover. He got it.
Big Game James advances.
A big semi-victory in this gauntlet.
Number 6.
Wait a minute, how about this one? Coming in at number 6, maybe the dark horse of this
The
match.
Lost Cause, John Steele.
Former Ocean State champion Bobby Rossi still never got that rematch. Absolute fired up, giving it to Jamie Tucker with the big neck breaker.
You're talking about somebody who continues to improve every time he finds himself in the ring. John Steele, white hot here at the RWA. Big right hand lands on Tucker's jaw. Steele now, all cylinders go. These men are exchanging hold for hold, and Steele gets the better advantage.
Tucker kicks out of this one. John Steele, Jamie Tucker. The question is, who wants it more? We are winding down, competitors. There's only one left, Bobby Rossi, after this one. But how about this? Jamie Tucker, huge win over Shay Cash, but he's got to prepare for John Steele. Swing and a miss. This could be the moment Tucker needs with a big forearm.
Steele looking to charge in with every bit of velocity he had. Unwittingly gives Tucker a moment to reprieve, to recover, and 2.9, says Souza. That couldn't get much closer. Jamie Tucker looking to draw off of the energy here in this room. Big Game James, you better pull from deep within, my friend.
Jamie Tucker needs to dig down deep in that arsenal, setting up for the sliced bread, brushing him off. Big super kick from Steele, picking him up and drilling Tucker down. And by the looks of it, John Steele advances.
John Steele advances. Now, your final competitor, number 7.
This is a very familiar tune, one we might not have heard in a little while.
Riot Kellan Thomas!
It has
One
been...
of these men will be the number 1 contender.
It has been some time since the Riot Kellan Thomas challenged for the RWA Championship, the last time involving state rep David Morales when he first joined us. However, Anthony Stone, we've seen him do his own thing. It's time for the Riot. The question is, we have Mike Rossi next to us, Bobby Rossi. Is it going to be a riot or is it going to be a lost cause?
Only time will tell, but we are here. We are at the brink, ladies and gentlemen. Kellan Thomas doesn't seem to be too phased as, well, I mean, he has wrestled a who's who in all of wrestling, not just here at the RWA. But the champion watches on to see just who his opponent's going to be in June. John Steele now, right underneath the thumb of Kellan Thomas. Steele not going down without a fight. just got German souplayed in half. Kellan Thomas feeling every bit of the energy here in the room and charges in with a lariato.
Big fireman's carry from the Riot. Kellan Thomas, airplane spin, round and round they go. Drilling Steele down. Only a 2.
Very easy way to throw off the equilibrium of your opponent right there. You can see John Steele, he doesn't quite know where he is. He's very disoriented.
This match means it all. Who wants to face Mike Rasa even more? Kellan Thomas gonna call his shot. John Steele going for the roll-up, but talking about experience, Bobby Rossi.
Tough to pull one over on Kellan Thomas. Cover here. Considering the grappling prowess that Kellan Thomas has, really pulling reversals and counters on him are almost a moot point, moot attempts. John Steele not so full of piss and vinegar as he was in the earlier phases of this matchup. Beautiful counter in the form of a big back body drop. He sees Kellan, he's got him in his sights and his crosshairs, charges in, whole lot of bravado. Not much of a plan, but he improvises well.
John Steele's not done yet, hitting the top rope. Throwing his body completely at Kellan Thomas, and John Steele is feeling it, Bobby Rossi. This is the moment he's been looking for, going for the cover, but a little too late.
John Steele and Kellan Thomas are putting it down here at the final round of the Gauntlet. It just goes to show you just what it means to have #1 contention for the RWA Championship title.
John Steele now sunset flip. Boy, is this gonna do it? Only a 2.
Very fluid offense from both competitors. John Steele looks as if he might have a slight advantage at the moment, and he needs to capitalize on that. He's gonna have to get the parlay.
We're talking about 2 former Firebrand champions right now, trying to pick up Kellan Thomas and put him down the same way he put down Jamie Tucker, but unsuccessful, Bobby Rossi.
John Steele might have just a little bit more moxie. Oh! And he's certainly gonna have himself a swollen jaw tomorrow. John Steele is in a bad way. Kellan Thomas looking to get all of it. Oh, and he does!
We have a #1 contender right here, Bobby Rossi.
2.9, says Souza. Much to the surprise of myself and the rest of the RWA faithful. I thought for sure he was done, John Steele.
I thought Steele didn't have it in him, but you see it right now. You see that left arm right now, that fist. He's trying to show he will do whatever it takes here at April Reign to leave #1 contender, and Kellan Thomas now.
After that big kick to the gut, what's he got in mind here? He wrenches him up, but John Steele counters. Beautifully done.
Wait a minute, could this do it? He got it.
The winner of this match and your #1 contender for the RWA Championship, the Lost Cause, John Steele!
John Steele with the win of his career here in the RWA, defeating 6 of the very best. And you see the guy right next to me, Mike Rasa. Oh, look at the look on his face. Do you think he was expecting Steele?
I don't know what he was expecting, and I don't know what he's got in mind right now. All I know is that he has said it on multiple occasions. I am not going to lie down. I am not going to roll over. I will defend my championship title. And now that he knows against 2, now he can strategize. Now he can formulate a plan.
But look in the ring right now, Kellan Thomas and John Steele. It looks like we're gonna get it. 2 guys who've known each other for a very long time, and Kellan Thomas showing the proper respect.
A bit of show of an approval and respect by the veteran Kellan Thomas. The world is your oyster, John Steele. Time to look your future combatant in the eye. Even with a busted limb, Mike Grasser stands tall. That pain isn't registering. And that's your biggest hurdle, John Steele. This man doesn't feel pain. It doesn't register. When those screws come loose, all bets are off. There it is. For what you will be competing. June Spectacle, ladies and gentlemen. It's official. John Steele will be taking on Mike Graca for the RWA Championship title. For my colleague at Official Chris Sanders is where you will find him on social media. On behalf of everyone else here at the RWA, thank you for joining us. We will see you in June.